Welcome to Rebel Life Boxing, where I talk boxing and anything in between. Make sure to catch new videos daily at 9 a.m., 9:30 a.m., 1 p.m., and 5 p.m. Also, catch an early bird video weekdays at 6 a.m. Support the channel, and thanks for watching.
So Rolando Romero calls out Errol Spence Jr. to fight. Now a lot of us are laughing at that idea of a fight between Errol Spence and Rolly Romero. A lot of us even think it's unrealistic and it's just fantasy. Being Rolly's at 135 pounds, Errol Spence is at 147, and there's a lot of other factors involved with that. This Errol fight with Terrence will likely be one of his last fights at that division. So there would be no way, Rolly would fight Errol Spence unless Rolly went up to 154, which I know a lot of people don't think he could, but the kid is a natural fucking big kid. He was on the scale one time and he was 180 pounds, so he probably could make that weight, but it's still unrealistic, man. I don't know. I don't think Rolly's going that high up, but there's a reason why he's doing this. He's calling out Errol. I think it's just all theater. He's just really just talking out his side of his mouth. Like most of the time, that's what he does anyway. He's calling out Errol because one of Errol Spence's fighters that he promotes, Frank Martin's up and coming at 135. After he knocked out Jackson Marinez last week, which is a common opponent between him and Rolly Romero. Errol Spence was asked after that fight who should be next for Frank Martin. So Errol Spence, he mentions Rolly Romero, says we might go knock out Rolly Romero next. So I guess Rolly caught whim of it, didn't really like that too much. And in the interview, Fight Hype, they asked Rolly, what do you think about fighting Frank Martin? He's like, man, Frank is his friend. He don't give a fuck about Frank Martin. He want the stars as he's a star now. He want to fight stars. So in other words, he's too big to fight Frank Martin. Now, y'all know how I feel about shit like that. I hate when fighters start talking that shit. You're never too big to fight another fighter, bro. You might be, up there, a star, you might be up there and the other fighters might be down here, but you're not too big to fight other fighters. And in Rolly's case, he's definitely ain't too big to fight other fighters because he is like a semi-star. And only because Tank Davis, kind of put him on the map a little bit more, but he ain't no big mega star like that. To be, I'm a star. I don't need to fight no Frank Martin. That's bullshit, man. He's in your division. He's in your division. And then he's talking about leaving the division to go fight an Errol Spence or something like that. And that's already showing me something. It's an indicator and it's telling me something about this division. But I'll get into that later. But Rolly Romero is highly delusional. There's no way he's beating Errol Spence. And in my opinion, who knows, man, right? He got to punch his chance, but he's a strong kid. Seems like he has his chin, we still haven't really seen his chin really tested like that. I mean, when Tank punched him, then he didn't see it, and he was already in the middle of a punch, so he was already off balance. But Tank is just a strong motherfucker, and he was a little wobbled. He was actually a lot wobbled. Actually, I take that back. I forgot about that shit. He got up, Pops had to carry him to the motherfucking dressing room and shit like that. So that doesn't necessarily mean that he doesn't have no chin. It just means Tank is just that fucking strong, But Errol would probably, break him down into 1,000 little pieces if they fought. So that'll never happen. Errol responded and said this kid is on something like that. But he need to go ahead on somewhere. Rolly just saying that just to he says a lot of outlandish things to catch on in social media and like to go viral and shit like that, to put him out there more. He's smart. He's a smart kid though. You think about it on that aspect. Rolando Romero is very smart. He knows how to talk. He got a good mouthpiece on him, bro. Absolutely. And then he called him ugly. And he called Errol ugly. So all this stuff is like he's saying engaging things to get Errol Spence to respond back to him. But that fight will probably more than likely, if never, happen at all. So he needs to worry about his division and take care of the people down there. If he really want to be a so-called star, he got to plant his feet and fight the other guys in the division. There's a lot of dudes that he need to fight. You got Rayo, you got Michel Rivera, you got I don't even want to talk about Devin Haney because it's clear he don't want to fight Devin either. He's one of them other ones that shook at Devin Haney definitely for whatever reason. And I already talked about that, but anyway, what y'all think about Rolando Romero calling out Errol Spence Jr.? I think he's all bullshit. We know how Rolly is. He just using that to catapult his name. But at the same time, he had to say that because he was also defending himself against what Errol said about him getting knocked out. So he had to come out and be like, man, I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? He should have came out and said, Frank Martin ain't knocking me out. I'll knock Frank out. That's what he should have said. But now it looks like Rolly might be avoiding Frank Martin, So I don't know if the weight is bothering him now. I don't know. But we'll see. You drop a comment. Let me know what you think. This is Rebel Life Boxing. Catch y'all in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.